The mysterious death of a young IAS officer has led to tension in Karnataka. The young IAS officer had the reputation of being honest. He took on the sand mafia. He was found dead in his apartment in Bengaluru late yesterday evening. He's an officer of 2009 batch, 36-year-old D.K. Ravi. He was additional commissioner on deputation with the Commercial Tax Department. Ravi was found hanging in his flat around 6:30 yesterday when his wife returned home. Questions were raised in the Karnataka State Assembly over this mysterious death. There were protests outside the Victoria Hospital in Bengaluru where the post-mortem was conducted. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah also visited the hospital. The people of Kolar, where Ravi was deputed, staged a dharna. They blocked the main road. They were mourning the death of this young IAS officer who was taking on the sand mafia. Mobs set buses on fire. There were protests because they said this wasn't suicide. The Bengaluru Police Commissioner, however, says prima facie this appears to be a case of suicide.
We do not know the cause of the death, exact cause of the death. Sir, let the inquiry come in, investigation be conducted, and let them come out with the report.
People are demanding a CBI inquiry because it could be apolitical.
No. See, police people are capable of investigating. Let us see whether it is to be referred to CID or not. Let them.
So, what kind of an officer was he? Just one quick statement on that. How have you known him?
Yes, I know him very well. He is working in Commercial Tax Department only. I only posted him to Joint Commissioner Vigilance. It's a very important post. I have posted him because he is a very efficient officer, honest officer. Because of that only I have posted him there.
What will the government do to convince everybody, sir? That is a fair inquiry.
See, fair inquiry will be there. Fair investigation will be there. Nobody should not doubt it about
the. Please, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now, D.K. Ravi had earned the reputation of being a no-nonsense officer during his earlier stint as the Deputy Commissioner of Kolar in Karnataka. The officer had been hailed as a hero for his work in the region. He was involved in a series of standoffs with local politicians, even the Superintendent of Police, for taking on the sand mafia. Following simmering differences in Kolar, Ravi was transferred to Bangalore on the 29th of October in 2014 by the Congress government. In his tenure, Ravi had ensured collection of taxes to a tune of over 100 crore rupees. He had forced several top builders and jewelers in Bangalore to pay up their dues. Was this the reason why he was found dead under mysterious circumstances? Headlines today's Rohini Swami now joins me with the latest on this story. Rohini, an upright IAS officer seen as a fighter. Suddenly, he's found dead. Police say prima facie it is suicide. Why do they think prima facie it's suicide?
Well, that is the question that is being raised, but they're saying that the initial investigations that were conducted in his flat after he was found hanging over there indicate that it could be a matter of suicide, and that is what the Bangalore Police Commissioner also said. He asked the media not to jump the gun, but prima facie, based on their investigation and what they have been seeing on the crime scene, it looks like suicide. The point is also
the Bangalore Police Commissioner, Rohini, isn't the Bangalore Police Commissioner jumping to conclusions by saying prima facie it's suicide?
Well,
a man automatically doesn't commit suicide. Were there any circumstances? Was he under tension? Was he having some kind of a situation? Or could it have been that he was murdered and it is made to look like a suicide and the police are choosing the easiest option in this case?
Well, that's the point that is being raised, for the fact that first, he's an upright officer. Second, he was dealing with a lot of people who have a lot of clout. And that is the question that is being raised, whether it was abetment to murder. And that is why the question is being raised, also saying, was it only suicide or was he driven to suicide? He was an officer who took on the loan sharks. He's an officer who took on a lot of tax evaders, be it in the field or especially in the real estate sector, also amongst jewelers. Now, these people are very influential people. And that is what is being investigated. You can see very clearly how the Karnataka Chief Minister has said he will see whether there is a CID investigation that's need to be brought in. But the question that is being raised, and the Bangalore police, when I've been speaking to them, have been saying they are doing it. That is why they have said preliminary investigations indicate suicide, but they are not ruling out murder as of now. But yes, based on what they have seen in the crime scene, that is why they call it, as of now, they've called it a case of suicide. Jumping the gun, he's asking, the Bangalore Police Commissioner is asking the media and other people not to jump the gun. The people in Kolar, where he has served there for years together, especially a person who he was supposed to have a great people connect, they're saying he's not a person who could be driven to suicide. A man as strong as him, a man who would actually could walk up to any senior officer and say no if something was wrong. A person like him could not be driven to suicide. Well, that is why that question is being asked, whether was he driven to suicide or was it maybe even a case of murder. And that is what the police are investigating as of this point.
Keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. The question is the Bangalore police here jumping to conclusions by saying this appears to be suicide? It's just a case of unnatural death and they need to investigate this in the right earnest.